Hello everyone, welcome to Just Ask Alumni episode 3. Last month we talked about mentorship with Claire Briffa, who was my mentor, and we've went a bit into the mentor-mentee relationship, and today we're going to focus on that once again. This time our guest is actually a mentee, someone who was in the program with me, had the same mentor, Claire, and so I'd like to welcome a good friend of mine, Andrea. Andrea, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So, Andrea, let's learn a bit about you. What do you like to do?
So, I like, hanging out with you guys, with you especially. You're a great person to be around. Involving myself in a lot of stuff, including JA. I'm always busy doing a lot of stuff, so whatever comes to my hand or whatever, so I don't know.
Very
a
cool.
lot of stuff, so.
Yeah, you do a lot of stuff. I know that.
It's difficult to say I like just like one thing, so.
Yeah. No, that's true. And we were in the program together 2 years ago.
We were.
So, tell us a bit about the story of how you got into the program.
Look, I remember I was walking in the foyer, right, at SAC. And you come up to me and you're like, you want to join JA with me? All right. Like, I remember we had the info session by Benji did, right?
Yeah.
Benji came to school, he briefed us about CP, and I thought it was cool, right? And I wasn't actually thinking of doing it, but then you came along, and I was like, yeah, sure, let's go for this, let's do this. But it was fun.
It was fun. We became good friends during that. We didn't know each other much before, so anyway, on to the topic. So you joined JA, not knowing exactly what you knew what it was, but you joined because we asked you to.
Yeah.
Practically. And you didn't know what you were in for. So what was your first thought when you were told that we were going to get a mentor? Like, were you thinking like, what? Like what was going through your mind? Like,
I was like, this is good actually, I thought, because we're going to have someone to guide us, so to speak.
Yeah.
I was like, how are we going to actually form a company, start selling a product, etc., etc. So it's like, all right, we have guidance. So for me, I think that was good actually.
Yeah, and what did a mentor mean to you at that time?
Someone who will steer you in the right direction, make sure that you don't, stoop very low, I guess.
Yeah.
Someone to keep you afloat.
Yeah, it's true. I think as I spoke with Claire last time, mentors are very good at like offering new perspectives, right? So let's talk a bit about our experience having Claire as a mentor.
Yeah.
So I think you'd agree with me that Claire was brilliant.
Yeah,
right?
Sure, she's an amazing person.
Shout out to Claire once again.
Shout out to Claire.
So yeah, we had her on last time, but what was an experience where she really helped in a case where you were either failing or like doing really like something went wrong and she really helped?
First of all, I think we had really good communication with her.
Yes, we did.
She was very present throughout the whole experience. We had many various meetings with her discussing business plan, product, a lot of stuff. So I think, she was very present with us. She guided us really well. I remember she helped me a lot to identify suppliers, where we're going to source our products. So whenever we were stuck, I guess she was there to give us, that kick to continue going and progressing in the program.
You know, it was really funny. We were talking about this last time. Suppliers and manufacturing is like something she knows nothing about. So when she got into the program, we told her we really need manufacturers and like suppliers. She was like, oh no. She's like, I know nothing. And she did so much research for us.
Exactly. She used to, ask about people she knew, etc. So
yeah,
she was really, really, really helpful.
You mentioned that we communicated a lot with her. How important is that for that mentor-mentee relationship?
It's very important, because if there's not that communication, she wouldn't know what we were doing. We wouldn't know what she thought of us, how we're gonna move forward and stuff. And I think it would have been a chaos, I guess.
Can you like mention one specific scenario that you remember?
I remember once, because I think you mentioned that we had issues with producing the stuff. I remember once we had considered, I think we were talking about it between us as a group, of maybe changing the product.
Oh yeah.
And I had phoned her. I was like, Claire, we're having really big issues. The print is peeling off. Blah, blah, blah. And the team and I, we were thinking of changing the line of products completely. And she didn't take it badly or anything. She was like, yeah, it's okay. I mean, a lot of people do it. They start off with one thing and then they end up with another thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people in business end up, in these kind of situations. After all, we did conclude that we were going to keep on doing the phone case because it was too late in the program to actually change the product. But yeah, we had talked. We also tried to identify maybe somewhere else where we can make the phone cases, but I think I remember the fees to actually start doing a whole new product with certain companies was quite large. We didn't have the capital for it, so I guess she was there.
She was really helpful.
She was there. She was really helpful.
It's crazy because for me, I think she gave me so much like perspective on like certain things. Like I would think one certain way, and she'd open up like 10 new avenues of thoughts.
And she really rooted for us.
She did.
I mean, when we had the business plan presentation, I remember she really wanted to be there in the room with us. And then she was like, yes, they let me in, but I'm just gonna stay there in the back. I'm gonna be quiet.
Funny enough, I was at the business plan competition today of this year.
All right.
And I was in one of the rooms. I was timekeeping this time, and she was there. I saw her team this year. So it was great. And she's still as enthusiastic as she was with us. So, do you think that there are important things that a mentor needs to keep in mind, like any character traits that they must have to be a mentor, a good mentor?
I think not being an overbearing person. Not breathing down like the team's throat, etc. She was never like, you have to do this, how I say it, my way. She let us experiment. We remember we were very adamant on doing the phone cases from the start, and she never said, oh, this is going to fail, it's not going to do well, etc., etc. She let us do our thing, and obviously she helped us with our goal. I think she's like a parent, I guess, Ush.
Yeah.
I mean, no good parent is gonna go up to their child, you have to become a doctor, you have to become a lawyer. She was, you're in this, come up with something, and I'm gonna help you deliver it.
It's true. She really was like that, because I asked her this exact same question to her last month, and she said the same thing. She said it's important that as a mentor you don't push a certain idea into who you're mentoring. You're giving them guidance, but you stop there. So, do you think we were bad mentees at any point? Like how would you rate our mentee level? Like were we good mentees to Claire, you think?
I think so too.
And what made us good mentees?
I mean, you were always liaising with her about what's going on in the team. And we had like that group chat with her. We all communicated. I think it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, there was never we never ever said anything bad about her or anything. No. I mean, we were always, Claire's really helpful, etc., etc. It's what we've been saying for the past couple of minutes, I guess. So
yeah, in past 2 years, really.
Our experience of her, and it's very positive, I think.
And I think that's one of the things a mentor should do. I mean, leave an experience that really changes you.
Exactly.
So, would you say that's something that, like, the way that Claire mentored you, did it change your, let's say, leadership style? Like, you think it affected like the way you thought about certain things, and maybe I know that you do scouts, and we'll go a bit into that later on. Does it change your leadership when you're leading a project or leading a team, even at school, for example, if you have a team project, even if you're not the leader, but you have to take leadership in what you're doing? Did it change?
Because to me, a leader especially is someone who, who's a friend, who's there, who is the backbone, and who is the glue of to a team, and he's there to work and guide people according to their abilities to deliver a common goal. And I think she did that perfectly. I mean, within the team, we had the manager of the mini company as well. It was Timmy.
Yeah.
But she was, so to speak, above us, and she was there. She helped us. She guided us on what we were supposed to do, etc., etc. So, yeah, I think it changed a lot of how I saw leadership.
Yeah.
In general.
For me, I think it really did, because when I was leader, I thought more about I think this could be nicknamed micromanaging, but I think it was just trying to bring everyone. I think leadership to me was all about seeing everyone's doing well, and that's it as a leader.
Definitely.
But there's so much more to it.
There's more to it, exactly. I mean, there's the exchange of ideas.
Yeah, that's huge.
Listening to people. Because your word as a leader is not perfect, and that's what's gonna, other people may have better ideas than you, so you have to listen a lot to what other people are saying.
As a leader, you kind of but you rarely have the final say. I find that as a leader you kind of guide, but you never have the final say.
Definitely.
I think as well as a leader, there is something about getting to know your people, right?
Yes. And
Claire,
being close to...
Claire really got to know all of us individually and our characters.
She did.
So I think as a mentor, it's very important for mentors to get to know their mentees as well. Get to know them on a personal level.
Yes.
So we compared mentors to parents earlier, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that you don't think that mentors are stuck to just not academics, just business and profession, right? Do you think it fits into other areas?
I mean, the mentors, they're human like us. They're not robots. I mean, they're not there to be... They don't want us to be soldiers. They want us to be us, I guess.
Yeah.
Who we are, and they guided us, and they were there for us for who we are, with our ups and downs, etc.
Do you think that it's better, maybe not better, but do you think it's better to have mentors that you pick, or that naturally become mentors?
What do you mean?
Because when I think about it, taking into consideration our friend group, for example, or us in JA, I think we all mentored each other in a way, and we all do mentor each other. I mean, okay, it's a very broad perspective of mentorship, but
we all I think pool in our area of expertise, I guess, to help each other and to deliver a final product which is good.
Yeah.
Like this podcast.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, this podcast had a lot of mentorship involved, I think, because I had a bit more experience when it came to organizing alumni stuff in general, more than, for example, Miguel, who's the producer, since I've just been in the team for a lot longer than him. But then Miguel really took the leadership in getting the podcast off its feet, and then mentoring me to become the host. So it's telling me this is how we're going to do it, this is how we're going to handle I mean, as we said in the first episode, we don't really have scripts, but I have pointers here, which is my technical script. Yeah, we have pointers just to make sure that we're going into the right direction. Cool. And he mentored me in saying look, this is what we this is how I'm going to guide you to being a host, but you be a host in your own way, All right, let's go on a quick break. Afterwards, we're going to talk a bit more about the technicalities of the mentor-mentee relationship. Yeah. So we'll see you guys after a small break.
Bye-bye.
We want to thank Aġenzija Żgħażagħ and the European Union's Programs Agency for their support in not only this podcast, but all of the projects we do at JA Alumni Malta. The Invest Scheme and the Solidarity Corp Scheme are the projects and funding that allow us to do everything that we do, and they're fully invested in what we're doing and the vision that we have for JA Alumni. So thank you, and let's get back to the episode. Right, so we're going to talk a bit about you becoming a mentor now, because there have been two main experiences I think that we can talk about today, where you've like gone from being a mentee and like what you've learned as a mentee in JA to like transferring that knowledge into becoming a mentor. So the first one is Scouts. Tell us a bit about Scouts.
So Scouts, I've been involved in Scouts since I was like 4 years old. I moved from the JA Scout group to St. Aloysius College Scout group, and I've been in SAC Scouts for now 11 years, I believe.
Damn.
So yeah, pretty long time.
And you in Scouts are sort of like I was going to say ranking system, but I don't think there is a ranking. Like there's
sections.
There's sections,
There's
right?
sections. There's Beavers, Cubs,
Beavers.
the Troop, or the Scouts, Ventures, and Rovers.
Where are you now?
I'm a Rover.
Oh damn! So you're at the top.
I'm old now.
You're at the top. Okay, so tell us a bit about that. I'm guessing that, like martial arts, which is what I do, sort of you reach a certain level and then you start teaching the younger, sort of the less
so
experienced.
To speak, yes. Now I'm at a stage where I have to, start pitching in more because I've been the child in the group already.
Oh.
So, if there are certain activities that they need me to help them with, I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
If I can, obviously. There are courses that I can start doing to become an actual leader.
Okay.
As well. They're quite long, actually. We'll try and, start them.
Makes sense. Is there an experience of like, even having a mentor in Scouts? Did you have a mentor in Scouts?
Yes, we have a lot of leaders. All of them, I think, played a very vital role in, who I am today, I guess.
Yeah.
Because
I'm guessing your character...
It's
really
been part of me for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I'm guessing you built your character at Scouts. Like a big majority of your character there.
Yes, I think so too.
So the mentors there really did affect the way you think.
Yes, Scouts for me is something that I think at this point in time I cannot live without. Because it's been a constant in my life for so long,
Mm-hmm.
Even just meeting the people there once a week, even if we don't do anything, but we met up,
Yeah. I feel that because like I've been doing karate for 10 years now, and it's like, if I don't go to karate for 1 week, it feels really weird.
Exactly.
It feels like something's missing.
Exactly, yeah.
And a lot of that is because sort of there is a mentor there, because like my sensei is sort of who has been a mentor to me for 10 whole years, sort of the longest mentor apart from my parents that I've had, which is crazy thinking about it.
In Scouts, it works as, you're a cub and then you're in the troop. From the cubs, you're more baby, they tell you what to do step by step. Then, in the troop, older teammates of yours, they're the ones passing down, skills and knowledge to 11-year-olds, and they're like 14 or 15. And then you go up to Ventures and you have a leader there who gives you ideas, but you have to be responsible for coming up with your own activities, organizing them, etc. And Rovers is actually pretty similar. We have a leader, but there are Rover teams, crews who don't even have a leader. They do the program on their own.
Okay, so if I joined as a new scout and I was in your troop, sort of, what would you tell me sort of as a new scout, like as a I guess my new mentor? I did scouts for like a month.
Really?
Yeah, I hated it.
That's funny.
I'm sorry.
You're not a scouts person.
No, I'm not a scouts person. But if I was a scouts person, if I had to join now.
Well, I think you'd have lost a big part of the experience.
Okay.
Because I think it's something that has to start at a young age. But it's okay. Let's say you did join at this point. I tell you, you're here. You're part of us now. You have to, do your part like everyone else in the team does. Help out, give ideas, etc.
Yeah, I think
it's quite a chill environment.
you picked on some really good points about mentorship, because you're like what Claire did with us, and like what mentors should do in my eyes is they should take someone who might be in a completely different context than what the ideal scenario is, right?
Mhm.
Someone who might not have experience in something, and help them reach that certain point where they have that
Yeah.
experience, right?
Yeah.
Because you're telling me, okay, you start late when Scout should be a thing. You start, let's say, at like 5 years old, for example. And so you've lost a big part of it. You've lost a lot of the sort of growing up experience that makes you
Mhm.
a scout.
Mhm.
But at the same time, we can bring you to a scout, you know?
Yeah, we can bring you there.
Exactly. So I think mentorship is a big part, like taking someone from one side to another,
Mhm.
from not experience to
Yes,
experience,
Yes,
and opening their perspective. Because
definitely.
do you learn from your like when you mentor in scouts? Like, do you learn from the people you sort of help out?
Definitely. I mean, even if look, the first leadership role I was given in Scouts, I was like 8 or 9
Oh, so young.
as Cubs, because like then like in the Cub section there are like what are called sixes.
Mm-hmm.
They're not actually groups of 6; they're just called the 6.
Okay.
And there's the sixer and the second sixer. And so the sixer, he's like the mini team leader. So he's in charge of very few things, because like again we're 9.
Mm.
Making sure that we have motivation, like to motivate the team more than and if he's there to if we have an activity, he's there to not like he's there to guide the others.
Okay.
It's all about leadership is all about guidance. It's all about you as leader being a friend to the people you are mentoring and showing them and guiding them into the right path to eventually lead to a common goal. I think the definition of being a good leader.
And hence a good mentor.
And hence a good mentor, leader, different. I think they're interchangeable, I guess.
True.
And you have to listen to what everyone has to say.
It's true. I think that I lacked that in JA. You can be honest. I was quite bossy in JA.
You were
I
a
think.
bit.
Yeah, I was a bit bossy. And it's because I think that was my first sort of
But you learned.
experience.
But you
I
learned.
did learn.
You learned a lot.
Because then I think when we did Soirée, which is a show, when we did Soirée together and we were both directors, I think that sort of improved slightly.
Slightly.
Yeah.
No, really. So sometimes it pisses me off a bit.
Yeah, no, that's fair though.
But we always work things out.
Yeah, we did. I think in the Alumni it's I got it a lot better, sort of. But
You've improved a lot.
yeah, and it comes through experience. It comes through
Exactly.
Sort of
You can't get it right the first time. You never do.
100%. And I think a big part of that was seeing you and, for example, Claire, sort of managing to lead through a complete. I think I remember specifically looking at you and being like, people listen to you, like, and listen to you properly in the sense of like people don't get annoyed when you speak. But like then when I was speaking, I was too bossy.
No, I wasn't annoyed when you spoke.
Not you. Like some of the others, I
don't really think they were. Okay. Obviously, you were like, guys, we have to do this. We have this deadline. Better. I mean,
secretary work.
Secretary work. The stuff had to be done. So you couldn't just not tell us certain stuff. So, well, you did a good job.
Oh, thank you. And I think we did. I think we've both learned a lot from it.
We have.
Especially from being mentored with Claire and like learning from each other as well. Because I've learned a lot from you from the projects we've done together. I mean, we've been friends for like 2 years now, so we've done a lot of even stupid stuff together. So I think we've learned a pretty good amount.
Cool.
And so talk a bit about Summer Club, because I think that's more of experience where you had a lot more sort of on your shoulders rather than Scouts.
Summer Club was a lot of work. It was something that I was involved with as a helper in 2022, like after our levels in that summer. And the person in the parish who was organizing it, the priest, like he was moved to another role, and then unfortunately in 2023 it didn't happen.
Okay.
And they had approached me in 2022 to actually like organize it, etc., but I didn't have the time for it. But it stayed in my mind, so I was like, all right, I'll try doing it after A levels. So I did. You know, we had to come up with a theme. We had to organize the activities, T-shirts, fees, consent forms, GDPR. It's a lot of stuff, and you know, I was also managing a core team. We were like me and another 4 people, and those guys had a team of their own. So, I was above a group of 17 people in total who were, you know, in return delivering the experience to the children that were attending the summer club. And mind you, I had to cater for from like kids aged 5 to 11. So
you were mentoring there because
we had to keep it interesting for a wide range of ages.
So you were mentoring there because you were mentoring a core team who then had to sort of mentor and lead and more people. So it's like you were at the top of the pyramid, kind of.
Looking back, I could have done a lot of things better, but there again, it was the first time organizing something of this level, you know.
Yeah.
There were times where I sent stuff last minute, or times where I didn't, you know, do a certain online form well, and I had that was like for the T-shirts. Yes. For T-shirt, I think so. Yes, I remember. I just sent this form to the WhatsApp chats to the parents, and they just had to pick the size, and that's about it.
Okay.
And it didn't record the email addresses of who was answering.
No. Oh no.
I didn't even ask for the kids' names. I remember I had done it in such a hurry because I had to then like send order to the shop, to the supplier of the T-shirts. And I remember it was a hassle then, you know, matching sizes of T-shirts to kids, you know, so everyone has the right size. Then I had to actually, you know, change some and order new ones. It's a mistake that you learn from, you know?
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to do it again. Because, you know, at the end of the day, it costs us money as well.
It's true.
But we pushed through. Pushed through.
I think that's the important thing about being a mentor as well, like pushing through, like getting your team, like, let's do this. I know it's tough. There's these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 challenges, but we can push through.
Yes, and you have to always, you know, go down to the level of the people that you are, you know, their kids. Some of them are going to be stubborn. Some of them are going to be, I don't want to play this game. Some of them are like, that guy hit me, that guy pulled my hair, you know, so you have to be like the middleman in a lot of situations. So it was really fun. I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. I had some really good people working with me. And looking back, I would 100% do it again, which we are.
Yeah.
So
it's good to hear. And your mentorship will improve next time, right?
Yes.
So let's answer a few Q&A questions, right?
Okay.
So these are questions provided to us from the audience, and they're similar questions to what I asked Claire last time. So what are the signs of a productive and positive mentorship relationship? So like what are the signs that relationship is going well? We covered it a bit, so like maybe
I mean, that at the end of the day, you're seeing the results of the journey that you're going through. So like you're reaching your deadlines, you're delivering, you're progressing in the project, you know. So like, okay, deadlines, you didn't, you know, finish it the day before.
Yeah.
You know, you take it, you like gave it time to do its course, but obviously you worked hard for it in advance. So that then you have time to go over the thing, like business plan, I guess.
Yeah.
And like when we pitched for the semi-finals, you know, we did it early so that we had time to rehearse it, go over it well, and we had time for Claire to give us her insights to it.
So when you
for us
feel
to
like you're on
perfect
track,
stuff.
when you're on track, you know the relationship
being
is going
on track,
well.
you know, yes.
It's true.
Mhm,
All right.
mhm.
Next question. What should a mentee do when they feel they've outgrown the mentorship? So, when you feel like you've learned enough from that mentor, what should you do? It's a bit of a tough question.
I mean,
Just leave?
no, not leave. I guess at school we have year 1, year 2, year 3. Each year you're going through different mentors, you know, because there's levels to stuff. But I think yes, at some point you have to move on. You know, you're not gonna be like, ciao, bye, thank you. I'm not gonna speak to you again.
Yeah.
Keep, you know, a positive relationship with the person. If you have, I mean, we phoned Claire last summer about like a crazy idea that we had. Like we're like, how about we're understood, Claire? You know, exactly. So yeah, we still look up. We still look up to her, and we ask her to give us, you know, her insights on stuff that we want to do.
It's true. Okay, so you think that we should, even if we've sort of outgrown a mentorship, like we feel like we've learned enough from a mentor, we should still keep them.
Yeah, we keep in touch.
You sort of create a list of mentors now that you can ask. Like you go through one mentor, you go to another, you get to another. Exactly. But there's a natural progression.
It's like how you go to different doctors when you have something, so they have like different opinions. You have those mentors to fall back to, so that they can give you like an opinion on something that you want to do.
All right, cool. And this is a question from one of the current CP students. So they're wondering, how often should a mentor and a mentee meet, and what should those meetings include?
I think every like 2 weeks, I guess, is fine. You know, make sure that you have like some kind of like communication channel between you, so you can message throughout the week. But then like set like every 2 weeks we're gonna meet up, be it online or somewhere else, to be like, we've done this throughout the course of these 2 weeks. We're stuck in this part, etc., etc. I mean, it doesn't have to be like twice a week, you know.
Yeah, because if you meet too much, then it's
if you meet too much, I guess it's gonna lose its purpose.
True. All right, that ends the Q&A session. One last thing. Any thoughts you want to give the audience? Something you want to tell them to like motivate? Like, how, you know, from what we've talked about today, what's something you think people should take away from? Whenever
you start something new, you're gonna fail many times. But learn from your mistakes, pick yourself up, think what went wrong and what you're able to fix. There are things which are gonna be out of your control, so don't cry over that stuff.
Yeah.
And crying over stuff won't get you anywhere anyways in life. But try to, you know, always pick yourself up and move to the next step.
Wise words from a wise man. Obviously, a mentor always helps doing that, I believe. Like, you know. So, thank you, Chapara.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Andrea, for coming on
the...
by your name for once. Thank you for coming on. It was great speaking to you. You know, we're very good friends.
We are.
So I know this was a bit of a topic that was it's a bit tough for us to talk about. And not tough, but it's a bit like we're not very experienced in it. So I know that
we're learning.
We're still learning.
We're still in the journey.
So I hope you guys learned a bit from the learning journey.
Yeah.
So thank you, Chapara, and thank you, Andrea. Thank you, and we will see you guys on the next episode of Just Ask Alumni. Stay tuned. We hope that you guys enjoyed that episode of Just Ask Alumni. We want to thank the JA office for giving us the room, the equipment, and for all the help that they give us and all the projects that we do. We really, really appreciate it. We want to thank the JA alumni team, such as the volunteers, who help us with all our projects and with making everything you see possible and all our opportunities. And we want to thank you guys for watching. We hope to see you in the next episode. So see you next month.